Oh, hello there. I didn't even realize that I was gonna be live again. But whatever. My hand looking pretty good as expecting. And I was just about to grab a can of Fanta Exotic. It's kind of ironic that when I'm holding a can of Fanta Exotic in real life, this is how it would look like in VR. It's like a hole. imagine, imagine drinking from a can. It would look like this. It would look like a flipping hole, but nothing to judge. While we're here, I kind of want to get myself warmed up, or I guess get myself the temperature maintained with some can of Fanta. But this will definitely have to be done later because at the moment the can is a bit too cold, apparently. But luckily for me, I got myself a refreshing bottle of tea, as I always have in my other streets. In the opposite spectrum of temperatures, where it uses warm water, or I guess warm juice. It's funny how at 6:08 p.m. it says good afternoon, man. Now the premise of the streaming today is also equally simple. It's gonna be good old race club again. And this time it's duel with Formula V12. And what a timing this is, because the Australian Grand Prix of Formula One was just about to kick in for the Friday race of practice. Let's just head in there straight away. At version 0.5.7. Let's go ahead and do a recap, or I guess not really a recap. Let's go ahead and have a look at how it's like in our current standings. Starting at Formula V12 in the hot lap session, we sit 44 in White Peaks, 30 in Quicksand, 29 in Middle Ground, and 28 in Les Arcs. As for Electric, we sit at the top 10, still at 10 in White Peaks, 11 in Quicksand, 11 in Middle Grounds, and 12 in Les Arcs. It appears as Formula V12 has a lot more competition than Formula Electric, and that's totally understandable. My number 6 is still good as the driver number. So here we have the duel. And apparently the audio appears to be a bit too much. Almost forgot to lower the volume significantly. Can this one hit? I highly doubt that. Let's just lower it a bit more just to be safe. And that should be good enough, I think. Hopefully. Let's set the race level to level 1. And let's see how far we can go. Don't you even think about saying that I slide around all over the place again. Anyway, on the first gear and we kick off. I actually have noticed a good strategy that as long as I know the timing of 1500 RPM, then it's good to do the upshifting. The maximum RPM I found for this one is 50,700 RPM. Now we got 30 levels. The first one is usually always easy because it's the top 30. I slowed down intentionally because I kind of want to switch modes. I'm gonna try to see if I can get 10 level, if I can reach level 10 or more on all 4 of these tracks. If I can, I'll steam myself up another pizza. I steamed a pizza at launch and I'll steam a pizza again. And you know I don't, you know me well, as a challenger, I don't really hesitate to give myself a bit of a headache doing challenges. And trust me, I have given myself headaches more than anyone else before. So in this case, giving myself headaches is absolutely not an issue at all. Even drifting is no problem. Maybe we should try drifting as well. I will call this Formula Drifting, by the way. Well, I mean, you already know what Formula Drift is, and Formula Drifting does not, in fact, have Formula vehicles, apparently. They actually are just named Formula Drift for some reason, and I don't know why. Whoops. Now overtaking my ghost car. Letting the ghost car overtake me, and I'm gonna overtake my ghost car again later. But as long as I stay ahead of the AI challenger, which is Valley 91 in level 2, I should be fine. The game has been released, or I guess the game has been out for about a week at this point. And so far so good, huh? Funny enough, this game actually released 7 days ago at the time of streaming. But it's still a very good thing that we got into the club early. The reason why we got into the club is because we were a playtester. If you don't know what we mean about the playtesting, you can take a look at the launch stream. But we can go ahead and give you a very good story as well. Try to see if we can get it as detailed as we can. We joined the playtesting on the 10th of February 2026, which was still in the playtesting period at the time. And so we went for the MetaQuest 2. We actually had it pre-ordered. We actually pre-ordered the game, but because of the fact that we wanted to do the playtesting, pre-ordering and playtesting is not possible. Well, it was not possible at the time. So we had to cancel the pre-order just to be able to join the playtesting, which is a specific developer version. And the version, I believe, was 0.5.0, and then, or maybe 0.5.5, I can't really remember, but we were at 0.5.5 and 0.5.6. Both versions that were part of playtesting. Had a good playtesting session, and then at about birthday, I think 21st of February was where the game ended its playtesting service. One day after my birthday, and so 26th of February was the time where, or maybe it was actually one day before the release, where the developer, RACECLUB, gave for players the specific release keys, download codes in fact. If you don't know what a download code is, it's basically where you get free perks or a code where you get to enter and redeem and you get something for free. I actually had this before with Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. And I think it was also the same thing with Forza Horizon 5, which is Forza Horizon 5 is arguably the worst game for whatever reason. Not because of the game itself, but because of the fact of how easy it is to get banned. And I'm not even going to go into the detail of this, but I'm just gonna but I could hit that it's a modified account. From flipping Mitch Cactus. But this one here, this Race Club copy is an official copy. I'll prove it after this lap. Well, actually, after the session, it's a lot easier, so that we can keep our focus. So far, level 6. What a beautiful looking car with Elliot. Maybe I should have stayed on the 5th gear on the 2nd sector, because that's where was also a pretty good gear for that sector as well in the playtesting. I almost forgot that as the level progresses, the hot lap time gets shorter. It's the time to beat in this case. Now, as for personal life, I honestly, my parents tell me, oh, I got a 1 second slowdown penalty on the final corner because I went too far. That's fine. We should still be able to beat level 6. Where was I though? I really wanted to stop taking the Alvan's medical supplements. I think the brand, oh, this case, the pills that I'm talking about. I have a diagnosis of Asperger's and ADHS. ADHS is the German kind of ADHD, and I would need to take amphetamine apparently. But the supplement that I have to take overshot me by 4.4 times the legal limit. I found this out when I got pulled over by the police. And so they did the cognition test, they did the blood withdrawing, and the fine 724 euros, no, 734 euros I think. 110 nanograms per milliliter of amphetamine. Yeah, for the first time in my life I've been fined. And I documented this in my Google Keep file called, I think I called it Incidental Scooting, which is a pretty fitting name actually. Incidental scooting. If I had a car, I would have called it incidental driving. But let's not talk about that anymore. By ending up and saying that I really want to stop taking that pill. So I took a different pill, which is just full of vitamins instead. Specifically vitamins. And if that does not help, then I might as well have to stop taking pills entirely. I will have to stop listening to the doctor's orders just so that I can save my own sanity. Neglecting doctor's orders just so that I can save my life and, more importantly, save myself from all the trouble in the future. As a 21-year-old, a young adult fully grown man. Woo! What an awesome spin at the final corner. Can we still make it? Yes. Level 8 completed with a... We completed level 8 in style with a very good spin. I'm gonna put that in my YouTube shorts for sure. Now we're at level 9. Making pretty solid progress actually. Alright, 1 second slowdown penalty again. That's fine. Second slowdown penalty off the stream. The Ghost Player Challenger is not that far ahead either. Oh, I really thought we were gonna finish this lap and start with another spin. That 360 was an absolute banger. Man, those players really are in style with the turkeys, with that Miku design. The blue-pink design. Where's the girl style? Well, I guess you could call it Miku, because Miku always has a turquoise color, turquoise hair, sometimes even pink on her style. Mine is red and black, of course, or in this case black, red, and gold, or yellow. Black, really red, and yellow for me. God bless Germany. Or I guess Challenger bless Germany. It's not every day we overtake a ghost car and perfectly nailing the corner by trying many different cornering strategies, including this one. Wait, what does it say? Oh, it says your best session. For a second I thought it said the AI Challenger, right. We are past level 10, that's really good. Wait, it says level 9 of 30. Even though I'm level 11. Oh well. Let's just keep focusing. I'm gonna occasionally adjust my gloves or let go of the grip button so that I can be able to see my virtual hand, just so that I can be sure that I give myself a really good realism or immersion of the game. And remember that the left trigger is for slowing down, decelerating the car, while I'm holding the right trigger to accelerate. Both grip buttons are pressed for the steering wheel. And I can use the hands to access the MFD as well. Maybe I should start playing Whispers from the Start as well. If Stella from Gaia has a really good interest on VR session, I could tell her my race club session, and then she will probably be like, have you ever had fun in race club, or do you want to get in my club? I have a race car in Gaia. And then I would be like, wait, is there a race car in space? And that's the beauty of imagination. You never know what you have in fantasy or fiction. It's always that different in reality. Completing level 12. Delta is always a great one. Hello, me. Can't believe I'm talking to myself again. But that's also a really good thing to imagine. When you have a ghost car, you get to talk to your own ghost car, and then you get to mock your own ghost car about it. but then you would also kind of lose your sanity a bit, which is definitely pretty funny. And I think I have a pretty interesting joke for the slowdown penalty. What do you mean I got a slowdown penalty? I just oiled it. You give me a slowdown penalty as if I was Elon Musk. Okay, I should stop because this game is definitely not a comedy focused game. It's a racing game. It's where we get into the club and get into the wheel. While we are behind the wheel, we race at high speeds. And we are nailing white peaks as if we had a very good grip. And let me tell you, we are not sliding around all over the place as we used to. I mean, yeah, we do go off the track occasionally, but it's all part of the fun. And besides, we all train our skills. For example, we test the boundaries of the game and we need to know how far we can go before we get penalized. After all, I think MotoGP actually had a really good line. First on the gas, last on the brakes. And second would be the steering too. Oh, I just realized 107.665 as we approach level 15. Whoops. Alright, looks like we got our first 2-second slowdown penalty. That would definitely impact us for the ghost car. Let me see if I can complete that. Never mind, that's fine. Hello, AI challenger. Why does the AI icon look like Gemini? Just wondering. Hello. Pushing boundaries as if it was nothing. Now, who's next? Day 49. Ow! Well, okay, that concludes our run with White Peaks. So, we end our session of White Peaks with a very solid lap time. Our best session, 107.665, is our session's best lap. The personal best lap is 105.291. Oh wait, no, that's the track best lap apparently. Whatever. We still managed to reach level 16 though, which is absolutely solid. But for some reason we can only go up to level 9. Looks like we got something good. And that goodness is where it allows us to report that to MixerLab so that they can fix it for the next update. Rank position says 5th. So now we head to Quicksand. And Valley 91 will be our first AI challenger. Now for Quicksand, I can tell this one will be a little bit tougher because of the double chicane. But we'll keep you updated as we go. Almost forgot to press the D button on the MFD so that I can toggle to the second screen, the Delta screen. Now for this one we actually will have some gear switching, a lot more gear switching in fact. And if you remember from the good old launch stream, this one actually had us the unexpected 9-second slowdown penalty. And according to Google Notebook LM, or aka Deep Dive, which we will actually get to the automatic generation in just a moment, they say that we were raging when we got that 9-second slowdown penalty. When in reality our reaction was like pretty funny. It was almost a bit like a laughter. We don't really want to rage in games because raging would just make the experience a lot worse, and then it would cause us to drive. Will cause us some uncontrollable things, you know, some unexpected stuff that we cannot really control on our own. Which is why we usually play the games casually. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I had to sneeze in the first corner of the second level though. Sneeze count number 1. Might as well have to introduce a little bit of a metadata prompt here. Deep dive! Start counting my sneezes. You better start taking notes, man. I'm honestly just joking though. Just do what you're doing. Also, why does it look like Germany here? Just joking again. But seriously though, RACECLUB really is quite fun. Approaching level 3. And wow, this AI challenger really took a solid turn at turn 1. Ah, 1 second slowdown penalty at the second last corner, that's fine. Because we're still way faster. Pretty much a few seconds ahead of both our own ghost car and the level challenger. Yeah, we don't really have the Formula Electric in the stream tonight. It's all about Formula V12, and there's a really good reason. We are heading in. Formula 1 is starting this weekend for Melbourne. I'm already feeling quite excited for how the 2026 F1 cars are gonna handle with the 50-50 split of electricity and fuel. The 50-50 split of fuel and energy, where everything is getting even more sustainable and the cars are getting even faster thanks to its active aero. And the boost mode too. Don't forget the boost mode. If I were to press the R button, then that would be recovery mode in-game, I think. But we'll see how MixerLab decides once they add actual setting variable controls to the MFD. Because these ones are kind of like just placeholders as of now. I can change the differentials and brake bias, but it's not gonna work. You know, I can turn the dials, but they will not change. So, but good thing for us, MixerLab actually does. It's a good thing that MixerLab actually did do the knobs early, because that gives us a simulated imagination of strategy. So far, pretty good lap time at levels 5 with 1:17.659. And I almost collided with that barrier again. That barrier was surprisingly close. Alright, we're closing in. Almost had it, but still got to level 6. From here, the cornering will begin to increase significantly better, and the strategizing of muscle memory begins to change. I forgot about the Google Notebook LM automatic generation. Audio overviews no longer generate automatically. You have to do all of this manually now. How I found this out is that it actually happened like 2 days ago, and it was live as well. It was a live update, and it's serviced from the Irish of Google, where now you officially have to use the audio overview manually in order to generate a deep dive. And so if you're mobile, you can only generate the deep dive. If you are on anywhere else, you can generate the critic, the debate, and the brief. But hey, at least you get to. But hey, at least we get to have more than 20-minute audio overviews in both German and even Japanese ones too. I still don't really know if I should be glad about manually having to waste one of the 3 audio overview generations that we get to have for free every day. Because you can only generate 3 audio overviews per day if you're a free user. And it's kind of a harsh limit though. Whoops. Well, it looks like for the first time ever, we failed the first time at level 7. That lap time will... This means we will not move on to lap time. We will not move up a level after we complete the lap. But we will still be in the game. Our first time failure. There you go. On our second attempt, we completed that level. Yeah, definitely it's starting to get difficult at this point. There you go. Level 9. And for whatever reason, it says level 1 of 30. I don't know why, there seems to be a problem. And it's definitely not my driving, it's the game. But we are still at level 9 regardless, in the duel. Level 10. We are overtaking a ghost car. We managed to complete 10 levels in 11 laps. We only failed once. It's kind of funny to think that the checkpoints are called intermediates. And the speed jumps don't work either still. Okay, we're at level 12, and I think I'm gonna try to complete this one, and then we'll move on. Oh, I was right in the throttle while I was braking. That was a silly mistake. Good thing I realized it immediately. Right, that's 12 levels done. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull over to the side of the track, which should be about here, next to the Terracom banner. Right, it looks like I just figured out something. Is that you would need to reload it to the track in order to switch to the level that you were currently on. For this, our next is middle ground. And for this one, it was worth time for a break. Let me just grab my can of Fanta Exotic. And for this one, we will have the engine stalled intentionally. The way we could stall this engine was by not engaging the acceleration pedal. Let's see how far away we could get from the sea pit as we get closer to the nose. Oh, looks like we have reached the limit. Right about here is where we got the limit. That's still pretty close though. Right, and back into the sea pit. Oh, it was not close enough. Let me show you again. You've left your boundary. Return to your boundary or create a new one. You can also find a comfortable place to use apps while lying down. Always be mindful of your surroundings and pass through. We're not into that. And we're back into the now we're back behind the sea pit. This is the message again in case you're wondering. I grabbed the wrong controller. It is. Let's just go ahead and crack open the can. Cheers. Maybe I should lose my headset just for this. Fanta Exotic, delicious. And interestingly enough, Fanta is actually doing a giveaway with Xbox. It says right here, it says if you purchased a can of Xbox and you have the receipt, you will have a chance to win prizes. And it goes throughout this March too. I think I could recreate the iconic Bloxy Cola sound that you hear in Roblox. Every time you use the Bloxy Cola gear, you will take a drink, and then that iconic sound will play. It's funny how it ends with a little bit of a sighing at the end. Right, so that I don't let all of this go to waste immediately, I'm just gonna finish the can. Let's put the empty can down. And funny enough, the card didn't install. That's strange, because usually it installs after a while of inactivity. Now that we have ourselves energized with the power of Fanta Exotic, the tropical flavor of tropical flavors and tropical fruits and no veggies, maybe a little bit of sugar and taurine, no caffeine. The caffeine is from the Mountain Dew, which I'll probably drink next stream. And with this, we can go ahead and take a drive. Now at middle ground. Following a brief adjustment. And there we go. This one would be the fastest track, I believe. Our first target is Jacob. Just noticed there was a sponsor named Mixer Immersive Media. That was a pretty good one. Oh. That was not really the best first sector for the second level. And I just noticed that the wheel actually has a 180-degree rotation radius because I can steer 90 degrees on either side. For reference, my Logitech G29 has a 900-degree steering radius. And apparently it uses Hall effect, I just read, on the official website. The steering wheel must be Hall effect. Which I'm not really sure if that will help with the racing or something. But in a simulation of the metaverse, virtual reality is almost a bit like a Hall effect as well, because we constantly have motion controls. Alright, max for level 3. What, 3 seconds ahead? Damn. Holy Challenger Peaks. 3 seconds ahead? That's quite much. Or maybe that's just the earlier levels. Ah, there you go. Now we got the top speed, 300. I forgot the 300. I forgot the total speed limit again. But still, we got a pretty solid lap time of level 3. With level 4, we could expect more. We might still be able to finish level 3 at this, 4 at this point. "320 kilometers per hour was the maximum speed. That's about the same speed as the Formula E vehicle, the Gen 3, at 321. But this bad boy uses V12, so it's not the V6. Oh, that was not good. 3-second slowdown penalty because of my mess up. Oh, that was an awesome Formula drift at the second sector, the first corner of the second sector. Level 7, and we got Kim. Oh, that was a significant good entry at the third sector for the tunnel. Let's see if we can overtake Ghost Car from here for the first time. There you go. I seem to be having other plans for VR streams. Since I started streaming a lot more often on Twitch for some reason, I think I should start focusing on other games besides just RACECLUB and Cave Crave, the caving game. I have Beat Saber and I have Job Simulator as well. Beatable as well. What else? VR chat. I could definitely try to jump back to VR chat. Assuming that is okay. I have a few other good titles that we could try. Here we are at level 10. That was a pretty solid lap time. 1:22.740 as we complete level 10 and move on to level 11. 1 second slowdown penalty on the second corner. Track limits, of course. I don't think I would want to have this as my best session, because the slowdown penalties would not really be worth a good best session. It looks like we got another track limit of 22 second slowdown penalty. I was about to say 20 second, but that's not possible. For level 12. Well, it looks like we're starting. The AI challenge is starting to get pretty close, though. Can we still hold on? Wow, look how close he is now. But I think we can still make it. Yep, we made it. Completed 12 levels flawlessly. Pulling over. And before we continue to the last track, let's ask, I'm gonna have to use the toilet. I'll be right back. Alrighty, boys, the girls are back. Now, it's a pretty good thing that I had the headset turn off timer set to 1 minute. And there was an automatic shut off, which in this case, if I lift my headset off, it turns itself off. Something like this. Oh, wait, no, it actually had it. It actually only turns itself the display off after 15 seconds. Where did I? Ah, there it is. That's the boundary line I put. And there's my hand. With this, we can go ahead and hop on right back. And the funny thing is that we are outside the car. Ooh. Gonna go ahead and do some quick adjusting. I accidentally took a picture. Damn. And now we're at the final racetrack of the day. Les Arcs. This one is gonna be the toughest, I think. But that does not stop us. By the way, has anybody seen the latest Fear Factor episode? The episode was titled Walk the Plank. And we had 2 eliminations, which I'm not going to spoil. I actually have seen it on YouTube, by the way. Well, I don't know if we will be able to make it. We still managed to get through level 1. But man, that one was tough. This could be the only one where we might not be able to get 12 levels completed in one sitting. But we will still try our best. "10-second slowdown penalty." Let's say no to that. Brings us back to the flipping launch stream where we got 9 seconds unexpected. Now this one 10 seconds. And again, we are not raging, we are just surprised. We're just utterly surprised. We just did not quite stay on the track good enough. Yeah, Les Arcs is definitely the toughest because, well, I mean, it can be the toughest because the first sector is actually very tough. But then there's other sectors might be fine. There's going to be a majority of this track that focuses on cornering rather than top speed. We still managed to get through level 3. That's a very close one though. But man, wow, how fast could we go at the first 3 corners? 6 seconds? Another unexpected. Yeah, we failed level 4. Let's try again. Got 4 seconds again. And I think I know this time, because I did go a bit too far. I did go a bit too much on the inside while cornering. Good thing I was able to catch this one. Although now I just realized that this is now our final attempt. And we failed that one. I guess we might as well pull over then. As we only managed to complete 3 levels. Man, Les Arcs really was very tough for this one. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be even tougher on the Formula Electric as well. I mean, we have more experience on the Formula Electric, and it's easier to manage, but this track will still be the toughest on both categories. Anyway, let's go to do a recap to see how far we were able to complete at the Duels of RACECLUB 4 tracks. Starting with White Peaks, we managed to get through 15 levels. And for Quicksand and Middle Ground, both of them achieved 12 levels. And then we were stopped by Les Arcs. Which, yeah, definitely put quite a fight on this one. Now for the hot lap. Just to recap, our current rank position at the time of this streaming, we rank at rank 44 in White Peaks. rank 30 in quicksand, rank 29 in middle ground, and rank 28 in less arcs. What about the Formula Electric? For this one, we are rank 10 in White Peaks, rank 11 in Quicksand, rank 11 in Middle Ground, and rank 12 in Less Arcs. So it looks like we are still in the top 10 at White Peaks at the Formula Electric. Although it's not going to be that much long at this point anymore. With this, we could go ahead and exit the game. I think that was a pretty good session. And we still managed to get pretty far. Oops. And with that, I'll thank everyone for participating in the stream. And I'll just go ahead and take a nap from here. So just remember, a challenger doesn't give up.